Now, in the last episode, we were talking about having to get the rest of these little pieces over the edge, like they are along all the way around the rest. And I was mentioning how that this thing is designed, at least it looks like it's designed, so that it will stretch. And you can see it better over here. You notice these different segments. It doesn't go straight from one point to the other point. It goes out and then in, like in a little V. And I think the idea is that it's supposed to sort of straighten out as it stretches. Now, obviously, this section right here won't stretch. You know, it's already straight. But will it actually stretch that much? I'm just, it's a real dilemma. Do I try it? Because if it breaks, I don't think I could fix it. And it'll be obvious. I might be better off not attempting it and just having this, sort of all these little pieces sort of sit on top of this part right here. Okay, call me a scaredy cat. I'm not going to take a chance on breaking it. I'm just going to fasten it down like that, and it's, it could well be the trumpeter never intended to have it go the other way. That's the way it's going to be. These videos are not scripted. I make them up as I go along. So, changes happen. Yeah, get ready for it. Now, if I look really closely at the manual, the arrow comes down and it appears that it stops on that bead that runs all the way around the outside. I'll just zoom right in on that. Now, this is as close as I can get here. But if you look at the tip of the arrow, the very point of the arrow, it does appear to stop on that bead that runs around the outside of the funnel. So I think that's where those little parts were supposed to rest on, not on the top of the ledge, if you want to call it a ledge. But I'm going to do the ledge thing because, like I say, I don't want to take a chance. I just was feeling that I was going to have to stretch that way too much. I've mentioned something like this before, but I'll mention it again. And that is that right at this very moment, episode 199 is still uploading onto YouTube. And I'm actually starting episode 200 right now because to you it's still yesterday. Yeah, it's still Friday. Pardon me, Saturday. And, okay, you don't believe me now, I know. Here. Yeah, can you read that? I don't like to be called a liar. All right. Oh, gee. Okay. So anyway, I thought to myself, how can I make this bigger? And then I was thinking, why don't I just roll it out on a piece of glass? But when I was getting ready to take this apart just now, I realized that when I roll this across this, when I roll a bearing across this photo-etch part, I'm going to be taking the paint off. I'm going to have to paint it again. And I'm thinking, you know what, this is getting awful cumbersome just for something that nobody's going to notice anyway. So I think I'm going to just carry on with what I had originally thought, which is, lay the thing where it's not supposed to go because no one's going to know the difference anyway. Does that make sense? Well, it kind of makes sense. Okay, let's get it back to the way it was. And that's pretty close. It is amazing how something that seemingly is so simple can end up taking a lot of time. And my thinking right now is that you'll notice I've got it underneath the edge all the way along on this side, but I can't get both ends at the same time. If I can get the sides at the same time, was to just hook this in there like that. I'm not even going to try to stretch this out. Just going to leave it like that. I think it would look okay. What I'm going to do is I'm going to take and, fasten it down. Maybe, don't know if I should use CA thin or the Tamiya extra thin along the edge here. And then I'll do the ends, fasten them down like that. And then at first glance, it's going to look okay. Maybe we could get it to go just a little bit more that way. You see, right here, it almost goes, that's the part that bothers me. It almost goes, but I'm afraid, like I keep saying, that I'm going to end up breaking it, so let's just leave well enough alone here. Okay, so those are all under. Maybe we could have it like that. Then only one end would be on the top. See, does that look straight though, or does it sort of curve up like a toboggan on this end here? Okay, I got it, and here's how I got it. I was holding the one end down and trying to force the other end over the edge, and when I was doing that, I was noticing that these little fingers that are, you might say, are holding the ring out from the edge, they were sort of folding up. And when they were folding up, the inside diameter was getting bigger, and then I realized, hey, that's the way it was supposed to go. So that's what I did. And yeah. Anyway, my goodness, how much time did we waste over that? Looks a little bit crooked there. Or is it just an optical illusion? Nobody's going to notice. I won't tell if you don't tell. Okay, now I think it's safe to put this piece on. I believe that once this is fastened down, the whole thing's done. Now I don't know where these pieces are going to be making contact and where they're not, so it pretty well got to do with the whole thing. I don't want too many shiny spots either. That should do it. I'm just noticing here my seam is starting to let go. Well, I guess I'm going to have to try and fix that somehow. But we're not done with this piece. We got the little ring that goes around the top yet to do. Okay, and this ring goes at an angle like this. So I think I'm going to be forcing it on, you can use the word force, the same way as the other one. I'm just going to sort of try and press it down and not accidentally bend the spider. Okay, now it's Sunday, and this is the exact time to the second. This is one of those watches that at midnight it tunes in WWV and sets itself, and it's never more than, a fraction of a second out. Anyway, my clock is gonging a little bit early, but that's okay. This one's right. Anyway, now it's today. This is what I had actually started out videoing, and then I got sidetracked with the watch, but probably about 16 hours has passed since I put that CA medium into this little cup right here, and I was just noticing that it's still somewhat liquidy. It's more like CA thick right now, but it's still usable. Yeah, after 16 hours. Now, I did put 2 drops in there. I had intended to just put in 1, but I accidentally put in 2. Anyway. Now, for those of you who have always wondered what's on the other side of Ron's model table, well, now you know. Okay, very carefully now. And I want to be very careful not to twist my knee and accidentally have to drop this thing. Okay. Yeah. Okay, I was kind of curious to see what is that piece going to look like sitting on the ship. If you remember, we did this sort of thing, a month or 2 ago? Okay, and I do believe it's supposed to go right here. I'll bring you in and we'll have a close look in a minute. But I'm going to have to make a kind of an announcement at the end of this episode. And it's change in plans. We'll go down to the workshop and talk about it. Yeah. I'm still going to continue on here no matter how many episodes it takes. I'm not looking forward to having to do the railings. But we'll get through it. I'm guessing another... I'm thinking another 6 months. I don't know. It's we're running into little problems. Like it took what did we spend 2 days getting those little rings around the top here? Anyway, let's zoom in and have a nice close look and see how does this look in relation to the entire ship. Now you're going to notice a car drive by. Well, I think probably what happened was this. He looked in my window, couldn't believe what he saw, had to back up so he could take another look. And from the other side where we've got the light covered. Now you should all remember my theory. It goes something like, if you can see what it is, you're not going to damage it. Now, I don't know when it is that we're going to need this again. Okay, I think one more little piece and that should do it. There. keep the dust off. I never did tell you the story about the lady that came into the bus depot where I worked here in Winnipeg and wanted to ship a cake, did I? Well, maybe someday. Okay, our rings are on, our covers are on, everything on step 40 is in place. Good thing, because I just packaged up the part, right? Anyway, here we go. Step 41. And I guess it has to do with the lifeboats, or motor launches, or whatever you call it. And then the hangars. Yeah. I was going to turn the page, but you know what? Let's just stay here at 41 and try and find some of our parts. Okay, we need sprues E and K and L and some photo etch. The photo etch is the propellers. I think I remember actually seeing those on the sheet. They're not very big. Now, I don't know how long I'll be doing this, but I think what I should do is keep these separate. So this all goes together, 16, 17, and 22. Okay, 16, 17, and 22. 22 is the rudder. K42, 43, and 50. And it says make two. L30, L35, okay, now for L3 here, it's this little guy over here. Now for anybody who did not suspect that the macro lens was going to go on right now, go stand in the corner. And it looks like we have to make 3. Okay, now we got to go back to the E sprue. I think we're only supposed to make 1 of this. I know it says make 3 right in the middle between these two, but I think they mean make 3 of those and just 1 of this, because there is only 1 E sprue, whereas the L sprues there was 4 of them. Okay, we need E10. And E31. And that's over here. Okay, that's this one right here, obviously. Okay, E21. Okay, now for those of you who had to go stand in the corner, you can come out now because you should really see this. Now, this tiny little piece right here is actually hooked onto the sprue in 3 places. So, I want to make sure I don't nip in the wrong place. Okay, I'm pretty sure I did it right. Now, as you can well imagine, when I'm cleaning off the extra sprue off of this piece right here, I have to make sure that I don't take off the pegs that are supposed to go in these holes right here. But you know what? I think it's time to go down into the workshop and have our little chat. Right above where I'm sitting here is the chair for the model table. And yeah. Anyway, funny thing happened about a month ago. And I came down here to get something. And I hadn't been in this area for quite a while. Now, I come down the basement a lot because right behind the camera is the downstairs washroom and a big shower. I made a big custom shower about over 30 years ago. It's got a 6,000 watt steam generator in it, and I like to have a steam. And yeah, so I'm down here quite a lot, but I'm just sort of passing through. I don't come into this area here. Anyway, I came in to get whatever it was, and I turned on the light, and everything was dead quiet. Clocks weren't running. Well, that one is. And the fridge wasn't running upstairs. It was just dead quiet. And I suddenly had the funny feeling I was in somebody else's workshop. It wasn't as though I didn't know where anything was or anything weird like that was happening. I just had this strange feeling, and it was almost frightening. Because I hadn't been down here for, you know, about 3 months, I guess, or in this area to really do anything. I've been upstairs at the model table. Now, I know 100 episodes ago, I said when we get to episode 200, maybe we'll turn a pen. I gotta tell you, I don't feel like it. That tall thing right there is full of pen stuff. Blanks and kits, and it's not that I don't have it. And the lathe right there, it's ready to go. But I don't feel like it. And I know I said we'll turn a pen after episode 200 on the model ship. I'm sorry. And you know something, folks? I really am sorry. But you know, like it says in my spray booth at the model table, and it ends up by saying fun. I have to remember to have fun. And if I was to come down and turn a pen, I'd be really forcing myself, and I definitely wouldn't be having fun. So probably tomorrow's episode is going to say the model ship part 201, so that I can have fun. Yeah. Thanks for watching, and I hope to see you tomorrow.